Hello everyone, I'm going to do a little bit of playing Equiverse for the Indicate showcase. I'm just going to play a little bit through the levels, explain a little bit about my design process, about the overall process, and yeah, let's just start with the first level, and then while I'm playing I'll just talk about the game and the process of making it. Wait, let's just start a new adventure actually. So, as of right now, the game consists of 5 levels for the demo. This demo has been up for, I think, almost a year now. And yeah, I've just been using that to collect data to see how I can make the next few worlds. So there's gonna be 4 worlds in total with 5 levels in each world. So there's gonna be a total of 20 levels. And yeah, let's just start with the first level, which starts with a quick tutorial. So this little bit of nature you can see here is called an Equiverse, or it's your very small ecosystem. And this is where the game basically takes place. So every world has a different ecosystem with different animals, different mechanics, which the player needs to learn in the first level of every world, and then it gets more complex throughout that world. So let's move the camera with keyboard or mouse. Let's do it with the keyboard so you can have a nice overview of your ecosystem. Especially when it gets busy, it's nice that you can have a view from every angle. So let's zoom in a little bit and out. So this here in the left corner is my total so-called leaf points. So this is the currency of Equiverse, and you can buy animals, as you can see right now, and upgrades and all kinds of stuff, but you will see that once we get a little bit further in the playthrough. So let's buy a rabbit. Alright, so we've got our first animal in our ecosystem. There he is, little grey rabbit. And now that we have our first animal, we actually need to feed it. So here we get a little tutorial pop-up. Let's place some food on the ground. So if the player clicks anywhere on the ground, some food will spawn. And you see that the rabbit is hungry and he eats it. And now we just keep buying and feeding rabbits until one of them grows into the next stage so we can progress the game. So I'm gonna buy 2 more. We have a nice brown one and we have another grey one. So this game was actually inspired by Insane Aquarium. It's a very old PopCap game. It's a game I used to play. I think when my parents first had a computer. It's basically from the era of Luxor, Mahjong, Insane Aquarium. So it's a 2-dimensional, basically an aquarium simulator where you have to feed fish. And that's it, then you watch them grow and there's some small mechanics. But it's that small gameplay loop that I found really addicting, and it's not really present anymore in really more complex modern games. And I thought it would be nice to translate such a simple concept back into like a modern version. So also with some new mechanics and more depth. And yeah, hopefully, maybe if you know the game, you can see the comparison. So now our first rabbit has grown, and we get another tutorial step. So rabbits generate leaf points. Left click on them to pick them up. So once your rabbit grows or another animal grows, they start to generate resources for you, and in this case rabbits generate leaf points. So the end goal of every level is to unlock this chest. And once we unlock this chest, we get a nice reward for completing the level. And yeah, so let's try to go for this goal. Collect this leaf point. So for the people that do know Insane Aquarium, you can basically see that the first level is almost an exact copy of that game. I really just tried to get that core mechanic of that game into this before starting to experiment with different mechanics and combining stuff. And also for new players that don't really know this genre but want to try it, I feel like this first level is a nice and relaxed way to get into it. So now this grey rabbit has fully grown, so he's actually generating golden leaf points, which are worth more than the silver ones actually. Oh, there's a hungry one. Taste some more food. So now that we have enough leaf points to unlock one lock, I'm actually going to do that. We almost have enough for the second one as well. One more leaf point. There we go. So now there's one left and then we have completed the level. I can also choose to buy more rabbits, but it's gonna take a little bit longer, and I want to show you guys as much as possible of the game within a reasonable amount of time. Alright, so let's buy the last lock and we complete the level. So on the left we can see some level stats, so completion time, the amount of leaf points collected, etc. And then on the right is a very interesting part because we can see level achievements. And for completing achievements, you get this currency called Eco Essence. So we completed the level, which gives us 50. We kept the animal deaths below 1, which gives us 25, etc. And then in total we have 95 Eco Essence. So what this is for, I'm gonna explain in a bit. But first, let's proceed and reveal a companion. Because after each level completed, you get this chest, and the chest reveals a companion that helps you in your ecosystem. So our first companion is Ferdinand, and Ferdinand occasionally lays valuable eggs, giving you a boost in your finances. So in later stages of the game, you get more companions, but you can only choose a maximum amount, like 3 or 4, for each level. So you actually have to be a little bit strategic and think about what companions you want to mix. And maybe some companions work better with each other than others. But for now we only have one, so we don't have to choose. So the Eco Essence we got from those achievements, we can actually spend in something called the Eco Essence shop. So we can buy upgrades here, and they have a permanent effect. So once you buy them, they affect the gameplay in all the levels, which wasn't in Insane Aquarium, the game I based it on. But I thought it was necessary to give this version a bit more depth. And also, every level you have to start over, and there were was some feedback on that players didn't really like that. So I wanted the feeling of progression through the whole game instead of starting each level over again and only feeling the progression in the level itself. So let's go shopping in the Eco Essence store. So we have our total Eco Essence. Then we have the shop, so we have an upgrade. And then we see the description. So for example, now only the cash boost is available. So the cash boost allows us to start our journey with a hefty wallet, increasing our starting capital by 75 leaf points. So basically making the early game of each level a little bit faster. So let's buy that upgrade and then proceed to the next level. So next level we can see our first very handsome companion. There he is. And yeah, we're just gonna start over with the same process again. So I want some animals. And we actually get our first upgrade here. So we can buy this to spawn more plants at the same time, which can be very convenient once you have more animals, so you don't have to click as often, but yeah, you'll see that. So we have one, let me spawn some more, maybe one more, I think we can manage that. Alright. So now we just feed our rabbits till the first one grows, and then we get eco essence, and then we can get our economy a little bit growing. So for right, but an egg from Ferdinand also helps. So this is the major convenience that he brings when you get him into the level, because when I collect it, I get 200 leaf points instantly. So that gives me a really great boost for the early game. As you can see, I can manage with only placing 2 plants at a time right now, but I have to click very often, because if I don't, rabbits will get hungry rather fast, and the more rabbits I'll have. So if I buy 2 more rabbits now, the more I have to click and micromanage. So this upgrade is it's gonna be nice when I can buy it. Almost there. There we go. So now we can place 3 foods at a time, and we also unlocked the next upgrade, which is to upgrade the food so rabbits grow faster. So instead of placing grass, we place some higher quality food. So as I've mentioned, a lot of the core mechanics are based off another game. But once I released this demo in, I think, around May or June, I started to get a lot of feedback. I started my own Discord, and people came up with feedback that was obviously not in the original game. But this actually really helped me to steer off a little bit from the original concept, and so I can really say that a lot of decisions made for the design process are very community driven, because I proposed something in the Discord, and then people basically told me their opinions on how they thought that would be in the game, if they would like that. Maybe I would even make a small build and let them test it for a bit. Oh, right now we can see there's an enemy incoming. So the second level is the first level where we have enemies, which is the first challenge basically for the player. So enemy incoming, left click on them to shoot. So when this red text is here, this basically means that the danger is incoming, which means animals don't get hungry for a short bit, and they won't produce leaf points, so the player can fully focus on the enemy. So here we have our first enemy, which is the swamp golem. Very menacing, as you can see. He just walks around a little bit, and if he can find a rabbit, like here, he does this attack and the rabbit is gone. So you really want to get rid of him quickly before he kills all the rabbits. So let me actually kill him before he kills all my rabbits, because he already killed 3 of them. So now that I've killed him by just clicking on him, I can collect this crystal which he drops, which is worth a lot. Oh, I can also see that I have a lot of currency, so I'm gonna buy some upgrades. So I'm gonna upgrade my food quality, and yeah, the amount of food I can spawn also a couple of times. Next enemy is already incoming. Let's kill him a little bit quicker this time so we don't actually lose any rabbits. And we can also buy our first unlock for the next, for the level completion. So as of now, currently we're having a very big event in the Discord for the second world. So I'm playtesting that, giving away rewards, giving people free keys just to incentivize them to give feedback and report bugs. Because the second world is completely done as of now, and I'm actually already working on the design for the third world, which I hope to have finished in June and start playtesting that world then. And then in July, I want to work on the fourth world, and then hopefully August, September, I want to release this game. So the fully released game will have 4 worlds. Let's kill this golem. We get a nice crystal, and Ferdinand also dropped an egg for us, so we're gonna collect that. And then I can see we can already complete this level, so I'm just gonna do that. Let's see if we've got any achievements. Only the one, because I was talking a lot, so I didn't perform really well, but that's okay. So let's reveal the next companion, which is Pablo. So Pablo collects leaf points, but he isn't very quick doing it. But that's no issue, because we can always improve companions later with permanent upgrades in our Eco Essence store. So for example, we can see here that we can improve Ferdinand by making his eggs worth more. So I'm just gonna buy that upgrade. And this one we can't buy yet, because we don't have enough, because I played very poorly. So as you can see, each level starts basically from nothing again, and this was a major complaint I got by players, because they just got all their rabbits and their other animals, and then they completed the level and they had to start over again. Which is where the permanent upgrade system with all the Eco Essence and stuff comes in, and basically it got added after the demo was live for a couple of months, because that was the major feedback I had gotten. But now we don't have to start all the way from scratch, because Ferdinand has been upgraded and we have a larger starting capital, which makes it gradually easier to progress through early game, and later with more upgrades also through late game, mid game and late game, of course. So difficulty ramps up a little bit in this level, because we have 2 enemies spawning in one wave, which makes it important for the player to really strategize on what enemy to kill first, which is nearer to the rabbits. Oh, I'm losing one rabbit here. Okay, that's fine. Because we also get rewards in return. So I'm gonna buy some upgrades with that. And so as you can see, when I buy certain stuff from the side panel, new content unlocks, and this way it incentivizes people to actually buy those upgrades instead of just rushing through always the most expensive thing immediately. I'm not sure yet if this is the best way to design this, but it's how the original game has done it, and I always liked it in that game, and I've gotten positive feedback about from other players about the way the system behaves. But yeah, I'm not entirely confident on it yet. So we actually, in this level, we get our our second animal, which are foxes, and foxes eat baby rabbits to survive. So you already gotta have a huge load of rabbits in order to buy some foxes so you can sustain them. But in return they give you crystal shards, which are worth a lot more than leaf points. So this is a little bit where the ecosystem comes in, the automation system. So first you want to have rabbits, and then you want to have foxes that feed on those rabbits, and so forth. So let's try to save up for one of our first foxes. Pablo also do some work. Let him collect some leaf points. There you go, Pablo. There we go. Up the food quality. So our rabbits grow quicker and they give us higher rewards. Get some more rabbits. So, in theory, there's multiple ways in which you complete each level, which I think is the fun in these type of games. You can have 2 rabbits and basically watch a video on the side and play it in a very relaxed mode. But you can also try to go for super speed records and try to get a fox as early as possible, but also don't have too many animals in the area. Don't let them all die. So you can really choose how you want to play, how stressful you want to make it for yourself. Because you can complete a level really fast, but then it's going to be really, really stressful. Because if you have 20 rabbits here, you all have to feed, then yeah, the game gets really stressful and click intensive. But there's always the option to play a bit more relaxed. So right now we have more than enough for a fox, but we don't have any baby rabbits. So I'm gonna spawn a couple of rabbits first, and then I'm gonna spawn our first fox. There he is. Beautiful color. As you can see, all the animals when they spawn have randomized colors. They didn't have at the beginning, but I think it really adds a nice aesthetic and a more realistic feel. So here you can see the fox spawn their first crystal, which is really nice. And we have some more enemies. Kill them just in time. And we already got 1,000, more than 1,000, so we can buy another fox. I don't know if you could see it, but there he just ate a small rabbit, so he doesn't get hungry. Now we can see, now we have a lot of rabbits, they keep getting hungry, so we want to buy a lot more of this upgrade, so we can spawn more food on the ground. And fox. And maybe another fox. You can see now that the end of the level cost is really quite expensive in comparison with the last 2 levels. And this is to really let the player grow their ecosystem by a bunch, instead of having only 4 animals and then already being able to complete the level. So we really want those foxes, all those rabbits. Oh, they're hungry, so need to spawn some more babies. It's a little bit dark, I know, but it's just how the game works. I'm sorry. let Pablo do some of the collecting so we don't get a sore hand from clicking. Collect the Ferdinand egg. And there we go. 3rd level completed. So we only completed the level, but you can also go for the speed run, which I almost got. Try to keep the animal deaths low. Obviously, when a fox eats a rabbit, it doesn't count toward deaths. It's only when enemies kill them or animals die of starvation. Spawn a max of 20 animals, so this is when you go more in a relaxed mode. You only have a couple of rabbits and it takes a lot longer. So you may need several playthroughs to collect all the achievements and all the eco essence. So I'm just gonna reveal this last companion, and I think that's enough to give you a rough understanding of the core gameplay loop. And yeah, if you want to see more of this game, you can of course still this week play our playtest. In the future, so in a couple of months, I'm gonna do another playtest event for the 3rd world. So that will have a lot more mechanics, a lot more companions, because after each level there's gonna be 1 companion unlock. So in the end there's a huge roster of all different types of companions, and that's really where the fun part of this game starts, because you can really already start to strategize before the level even begins, and especially on playthroughs again, when you want to hunt for certain achievements, some companions are really gonna help you with that. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at this for now. I really hope Equiverse is going to be part of Indicate. I think it's a perfect game for your festival. And yeah, thank you for your consideration in advance. If you have any questions about maybe trying a new build with the 2nd world, or want to join our Discord and see all the people that are involved in this project, you're very welcome to. Yeah, so hope to see you soon and hope to be part of the festival. Thanks for watching.